Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, then welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra, and today I'm going to be working in my laundry room. Oh wait, I don't really have a laundry room. I have this little walkway from my back door to my kitchen, and it's not much of a room at all. It's very tiny, and I have to make it functional, so it's not a very pretty room. It's where we keep our coats, and I keep a lot of my cleaning supplies, and my washer and dryer is in there. My hot water heater is in the corner. And then it collects junk like on the back of that door that's totally unnecessary and has to go. So today I'm trying to organize my laundry room because I've got to get this tiny space functional. I really don't care so much about how it looks, but I do care about how it works. So that's what you're going to see today. This entire space needs to be cleaned. I have not really given it a good deep clean in a while, and it actually needs to be painted. So you're gonna see where, I don't know, evidently I started painting it a long time ago and never finished. You'll see that later. But I did start out cleaning the door, and if you've been here before, you've seen that all my doors have these little design that with all these little crooks and crannies, and dust collects in there, and it can be kind of hard to get off because it gets really grimy after a while. So I pulled out the degreaser, and that's what I'm using on the door to get that off. The dust just cakes up and it is just terrible. Now at the bottom of this door, you're gonna see some little black scuff marks, and I had trouble getting that off, and the degreaser didn't really work on it. So I ended up using a little piece of a magic eraser that I had, and the magic eraser was pretty good getting the scuff marks off the bottom of the door. So on the back of the door, I had a lot of junk. Yes, Mardi Gras beads, extra bags, and an umbrella with a ton of dust all over it. It looks like whiskers on that umbrella. There was so much dust sticking out from it. But anyway, I took that little, the little hook strip off of the back of that door because I needed something that would be much more functional and would hold more items for me. I didn't fill the holes where that hook strip was. I just sanded over them. I know the back of that door needs to be painted, but I'm not going to do that today. That'll have to be a project for later. So today I'm just going to clean it and leave it. So you can see right there around that doorknob, that's where I actually at some point started painting the back of that door, and then I never finished. I don't even remember doing that. So that must have been a really long time ago. So I definitely need to repaint the door. But for today, I'm just going to clean it, and I have an idea of what I want to use on the back of the door so that it will be more functional. And I also want to thank all the subscribers and all the people who left such great comments. I enjoyed so much reading everyone's comments and talking back and forth with everybody online, and I just appreciate your support so much. And yes, that door was quite dirty, so after I finally got it clean on the back of it, I used this shoe bag. Now, you've seen this shoe bag before probably in my videos. I took it out of my bedroom and I threw it away, and then I dug it out of the trash, being the hoarder that I am, and I cleaned it up and I put it on the back of the door because I have so much trouble finding places to put my cleaning supplies. And I thought this would be perfect to hold all my cleaning supplies. Now, I know that the proper way to clean these mini blinds would be to take them down and take them outside and spray them down and clean them outside, but it was dark and I wanted to get this job done, so I decided that I was just going to do the best I could with them while they're hanging up. Not the way I would normally do them, but under the circumstances, it was late at night and I decided that this is how it's going to work. And yes, they were nasty. So I sprayed them down with degreaser, and I think I went through probably 3 rags on this one mini blind. And like everything else in my house that needs a makeover, this back door needs to be sanded down and painted. But there was absolutely no way I was going to tackle that tonight. You can see where it is missing paint. It's got little, right there, it's got little paint missing where it's been scuffed up. But I just thought I would scrub it down and do the best I could with it to get it clean. And yes, I know that I need to definitely sand it down and paint it. So that will also have to be a project for the future. This shelf drives me insane. I used to have a big cabinet on the wall right there, but it was very ugly and it was not functional. So we put this shelf up, but the shelf is kind of high and I have to stand on a stool to reach things. And then I ended up putting things on the shelf and I couldn't reach things that were on the back of it. And then I don't know what's on the back of the shelf. So it was time to just take everything off and go through everything. And I found stuff from last year like pumpkin spice, Mrs. Meyer's, pumpkin spice, soap and dishwashing liquid, and I keep things like bug spray and all up there, so I just didn't know what was on that shelf. And there's a poor little dragonfly that evidently made it in my back door and never made it out, and so it just needed to be cleaned up and organized. So something had spilled on top of this shelf, and there was a little raised mark, kind of like dried soap or something, and I had a lot of trouble getting it off. I used these little scrapers. I found a pack of them at the Dollar Tree, and they were helpful in scraping off the part that was kind of raised, but there still was a spot or two where the actual shelf was discolored. I guess the paint actually had, come off of it. Whatever spilled on it took the paint off. So there is still a little spot on it, but that was okay because I knew it would be covered up anyway. But I got most of it off with the scraper. And right there, I'm using the Mrs. Meyer's apple cider spray, multi-purpose spray. Now, these little shelves right here, they're actually under the cabinet organizers. I got those when I got my little rolling cart from Amazon with my gift card, but I didn't want to use them under my kitchen cabinet because I kind of think that when they're under the cabinet, it's hard to get stuff in and out of them. So I thought that I would try them on top of the shelf. And that way, when I want something off of them, I can just pull it out and, slide it out and get off whatever I need. And then that little basket, I know it's not real pretty, but it works right there, and it holds all the cleaning stuff that we use to, most of that's car cleaning supplies that's in that little blue basket. And whenever I need something out of that basket, I can just pull the basket out. That way, it won't matter that I can't reach all the way to the back of the shelf. And then I put all my Mrs. Meyer stuff on the other one on the bottom shelf. And then I still had room on the top for like light bulbs and extra Ziploc bags and things like that. So they really worked well right there on the top of the shelf. Those are potpourri sprays that I stuck on the top of that shelf because I don't use those all the time. So I thought that would be a perfect place to store things like that. And then the little basket, the little green basket, that has things like tea light candles and the rug gripper. That's what that is that I'm putting in there. So those are things I just don't use all the time. And by the way, I have all those coat hangers there because I hang up a lot of my clothes to dry, and that's where I keep my extra clothes hangers. This shelf may not look a whole lot different, but it's a whole lot different to me because it's actually organized. Everything's grouped, and everything is where I can reach it, or I can pull a basket to reach it. So it just made a huge difference to have everything grouped that way. The little rolling cart I was talking about that I got from Amazon is down here in the bottom right hand corner, and that holds like my laundry detergent and my extra mop heads and bleach and things like that I use with my washing machine.